Hi everyone. Hi Arpita. Hello Bandit. So good to see all of you joining us today. Welcome everyone. Wow. The viewers are just, all ready to be part of this show. So wonderful to have you all. Wow. Hope you all are doing fine. Hope you all are following the COVID norms and regulations. Hope you're all staying home. Stay positive. Stay happy. Stay home. Hi Priyabrat, welcome Swamshri. Hope you're doing fine. Hope all of you are following the COVID norms. Stay home, stay safe. Hi everyone. Wow, so many people joining us today. Okay. Good evening, namaskar. Welcome to our show, Meet a Mentor. I am Vaishali, the host for today. Meet a Mentor is an insight where we will be taking you through the program and also what it is has its benefit for you. Today we have an amazing guest with us. Basically, I'm going to host the host. He's a singer, an actor, a producer, director, host, and most importantly, an HR professional with 15 odd years of experience in all gamuts of HR. Let's cheer for Uday Kiran. We popularly know him as Uday Bhaina. Guys, Uday is taking a minute to join. Hang on, please hang on. Hi, Mr. Hi, Anshuman. Wow, there comes our
Hello.
actor host, producer, director, HR professional, the Uday Bhaina, the Uday Kiran. Welcome, Uday. Welcome to our show, Meet a Mentor.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vaishali. It's indeed an honor. And with utmost humility, I must say the way you introduced me actually made me fall in love with myself. You know, for all the distress that we have around us and for all the negativity that we have around us, for once you made me fall in love with my own self. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you for your kind words.
So, Uday, how is COVID treating you? I hope you're following all the rules and regulations and staying at home,
Yeah,
keeping your mom happy, keeping your sister happy.
absolutely. In fact, so much so that I don't even come out of my room. All I've been doing is sleeping, which I love the most, watching movies, lots of them,
We
lots
all
and lots
do.
of
We
them,
all
right?
do.
Yeah. I have kind of recultivated my habit of reading books again. It's been a while that I read books, but I came back to that habit of reading books. So life is pretty much sorted, and I'm sure it's the same at your end as well. I hope you're safe, your family is safe, and with the way things are going on, we need to be at home. We need to take all the precautions that we can, and
Absolutely, absolutely, Uday. Absolutely agree to
yeah,
that. We all need to follow the precaution. We all need to follow the norms and stay at home, stay safe. Uday, it's been a while
right,
that I'm hearing meet a mentor, meet a mentor, meet a mentor. What exactly is meet a
yeah.
mentor?
See, so you've been an HR professional yourself, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
if I were to talk about in terms of the corporate way of mentoring, mentoring is nothing but guiding people, trying to guide people, and trying to help people realize their own potential and help them seek a path that they would have actually never dreamt of. Okay. तो
Right,
इसमें होता
right.
क्या है दिक्कतें क्या होती हैं because of so much of negativity, because of especially because of COVID, you know, since 2020 the economy has been down, you know, the businesses have gone for a toss, your wealth making has gone for a toss, you
True,
really are not sure of what you want to do, you can't move out of
true,
your house, you've got really nothing to do, all you've got to do is you end up working more if you're working from home. पहले क्या होता था, वर्क फ्रॉम होम एक बहाना होता था कि भैया ऑफिस ना जाएं. अब तो ऐसा आलम आ गया है कि लोगों को बाहर निकलने के लिए बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत आन पड़ी है, बट वो निकल नहीं पाते. So
true,
it's at these times, it's during, and these are stressful times, right? So
true.
stress कहीं पे भी और कभी भी आ सकती है. So in order to beat your stress, it's important that you talk it out. Either you talk to yourself or you talk to someone who could be your close confidant, who could help you straighten out things, who could help you probably, excuse me, who could probably shed some light on your life in terms of what are those creative pursuits you can follow and keep yourself engaged, because these are times that can actually get you to start thinking negatively. It could turn you into a pessimistic. Could, I'm not saying it will, it could. Excuse me, sorry for that.
Sure, sure.
But it's really important that in these times, it could be as simple as आपने एक दोस्त को फोन किया और 10 मिनट बात करी उसकी जिंदगी में क्या हो रहा है, और उसने बोल दिया यार ये पिक्चर देख, ये पिक्चर देखने लायक है, इसमें से तेरे को ना सीखने को बहुत मिलेगा, या ये किताब पढ़ ले. कोई अच्छी चीजें अगर सिखा रहा है, समझ. Now mentor in a corporate setup is a structured process, right?
Right,
When you
right.
join an
Very, very
organization,
true.
you know, you are selected in an organization because of the DNA that you bring onto the table. It could be your passion, it could be your sincerity, it could be your result orientation, it could be your obsession to be able to run things and work and thrive in chaos. So ऐसे डीएनए वाले आदमी जब सक्सेसफुल हो जाते हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में और वही चीजें चाहिए होती है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को, तो वो उनको मेंटर के हिसाब से एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड प्रोग्राम में डाल के एक मेंटी देते हैं, ताकि वो किसी उभरते हुए कलाकार को, एक प्रोडिजी को, वो उसे उभर कर लेकर आए. But for me, mentoring has always been about learning good things from hundreds of people out there, right? You may have a mentor who will teach you ki, yes, this is the right thing to do, or probably if I would have been in your situation, this is what I would have done. But it doesn't just end there. There are so many people. There are so many people. There are so many things that you can learn from them, right?
True.
Like for
Very
example, mentoring has got nothing to do with age. a 23-year-old kid or a 25-year-old kid could also be a mentor. Now it has happened in my life.
Okay. Yes,
Right?
I was just about
When
to ask you the same question. Did you have a mentor? You're talking about mentoring. You're talking about mentor.
Oh, I have
Did
lots
you
of.
have a mentor, or do you have many mentors who have groomed you such a wonderful? You have beautifully groomed yourself over the years. So I would
Right.
like to know the mentors who have groomed you so well, who have
Oh,
been an
there's so
inspiration
many.
in your
There,
life.
there, there's so many of them. So many of them. Now, the first name that comes to my mind is my ex-boss, who's been the group chief HR officer of Reliance Capital. His name is Prashant Utreja. I've worked with him for close to 9 years out of my 15 years. And he's a man that I can turn up to and I can look up to. He was the man who actually identified the potential in me way back in 2005. And he said,
Right.
Uday, your biggest strength in your life is your result orientation. Your
Very nice.
drive for results is so high, you start getting unsettled and restless. And that's what keeps you going, right? And he's been the linchpin in terms of transforming my career from where I started off to where I ended. Now, there's another gentleman called Rishikesh Jha, who was my boss at L&T. But these are all professional mentors, right? Now there's my sister, my elder sister, Dr. Sri Lakshmi. She's a mentor herself. Like I've learned tons of things. How to be patient, how to rubbish off nonsensical stuff and come to the point. How do you politely and genuinely disagree with people, and without making them feel offended, is an art that I've learned from her. Now, let me talk about this 25-year-old kid who happens to be my nephew. His name is Sid Bhagwatullah. He also happens to be the director of the movie that I've produced. Now, there's so much to learn from him. The kind of movies that you watch, the kind of movie making, the art, the craft that goes into making these movies, the technicalities involved in it. Now, so he's been my functional mentor, so to say. So yes, I've had a lot of mentors. But for me, mentoring is all about learning some good things from people and looking up to them, considering that they are good at handling that. Considering that if you were to fall in such a situation, you look up to them for an advice, right? Like, for example, you've been, let's talk about you. You've been a professional yourself. You've done your master's in business administration from a city like Pune. Way back in 2004, you went from all the way from a place called Cuttack, you went to Pune, you saw the different world out there. You had your own ambitions, you had your own aspirations, you had your own thoughts. You've worked considerably with giants like Vodafone and whatnot. You've been there and done that. You've done all that one could expect of from HR. Yet you took a drastic call of putting your corporate life behind and taking up your motherhood, right? That's an inspiration in yourself. And I'm sure at that particular moment, you would have been at crossroads. You would have been tempted to work.
Of course I did.
And you would have never wanted to let go of that individuality, your financial independence, right? And yet you prioritized. Yeah, and yet you prioritized motherhood over your corporate life. So at that particular moment, I'm sure you would have turned out to someone. You've turned up to someone asking, "Ki yaar kya karu life mein?" You would have done a lot of internalization yourself. You would have talked to yourself. Am I doing the right thing? Is this supposed to be that? Will I ever get a chance to work back or get back again to my corporate life? So you would have battled your own demons. You would have battled your own fights, your battles and everything. And yet you took a call. So that is inspirational. So if a person like me were to be in a similar situation at crossroads, where if I have to choose one between the two, I would look up to you as a mentor and talk to you. What do you think I should do? So mentoring is nothing but the experiences you've had in your own life as to how you have reacted and what is the feed forward from them. What is it that you've learned from them? You either appreciate your own decision or you regret your own decision, right?
Okay.
Either way, it's a learning.
Yeah. Uday, I would like to ask.
Either way, it's a learning.
Yeah.
Sure.
What is that one advice you would like to give to the youngsters these days? These youngsters today, I don't know how, they have this mindset that we know it all. Okay, we don't need a mentor.
Yeah.
So how do you guide them that no, you need a mentor, you need mentoring, you need guidance? So what is that one piece of advice you would like to give them?
Actually, Vaishali, it's too generalistic a statement, to each his own. There are people who think they may not need a mentor, and I'm sure there are people who still exist but are scared of seeking a mentor because they're scared of being judged. Yeah, Mujai ki jodi aapko pachari bhi. If I go and ask him about, or if I divulge my secrets, or if I were to discuss my heart out, maybe he could judge me. I don't want to do that. So I'm good with my own self. Let me be myself, and I don't need a mentor here. I just don't need a mentor. I just want, my very dear friend Agnello Joseph, he's a mentor himself. He's watching us right now. He was a very senior colleague at Reliance Capital and has started off his own learning firm in Mumbai. Hi, Agnello. Thank you for joining us. It's so wonderful to see you. Agnello himself has been a wonderful mentor to so many people. So coming back to the point, I don't think people would think that they know it all. I think they're somewhere, kind of held back. They're scared of reaching out to people. That's precisely what is happening. Now, the first step to seeking a mentor is self-realization and self-awareness. Until unless you don't know what you're capable of, until unless you don't know what you can do, until unless you don't know what your potential is, right? You will never be able to seek help. Self-awareness, I think, is really important, Vaishali, because it's only with self-awareness comes the fact that you start critiquing yourself. Am I giving in the best? Am I doing my best? Am I actually trying? Am I giving it my heart? Am I putting my heart into it? So these are the things. So and India as a country, this is my feeling and completely my belief. I think we are very mediocre in our approach. Sure. We are very mediocre in our approach. Sure. हम अगर एक छोटी सी जगह रेस्टोरेंट में जाके खा लेते हैं तो we think we have achieved a lot in our lives. हमें 5% की हाइक मिल जाती तो हम उसमें खुश हो जाते हैं, जुगाड़ू हो जाते हैं. We tend to be complacent very easy. But what is more important is unsatiated hunger. You should always keep some space there inside to be able to digest more, right? Matlab, it's like you if I were to tell you, Vaishali, you take 100 steps and you will find a gold mine, you will obviously take 100 steps, right? But if I were to tell you, you need to walk on this path and there is a surprise waiting for you, what if you were to stop at the 99th step?
Right.
Because suddenly this thought comes in, Arey yaar, bahut ho gaya, kichi miluni, kichi dekha jauni, I think this is just a waste of time, let me go back. So it's about pushing yourself. It's about pushing yourself. So that self-awareness is really, really important, right? People need to be aware of their limitations. People need to be aware of their strengths. You're a good human being. You are a fantastic human being. You are kind. You are humble. Bang on. You are the most wonderful human being that could be available in this on this planet. But you also need to know your limitations. You need to accept your limitations. I do not know the answer to this. I need to know what it means. Sharam chhod ke पूछने पे ही जाके सीख मिलती है, right? And it is then when you will start absorbing good things from people, and then you don't really need a mentor. You will start taking the best from the best of the lot, right? So I could like I have seen you personally. You are a wonderful host, right? When it comes to hosting people, you leave no stone unturned. You make sure that you attend to each and every guest of yours. That's a wonderful trait that I've learned from you. And I know that's my limitation. For the kind of an introvert that I am, I may not be able to reach out to people, right? So that's something that I need to learn from you. So in that case, you become my mentor.
Right.
This is what you would do. So typically, you would go ahead and tell me that, Uday, imagine if you are a guest and if you are not attended to, how would you feel? Right? So that development of realization, that awareness, building that awareness, instilling that awareness is the job of the mentor. See, there's a very fundamental difference between a mentor and a coach. Right?
Sure.
A coach, for example, will always tell you what to do. Right? A mentor will always allow you what you want to do. That's the basic. It's a very thin line. For example, let's take an example of cricket. अगर आप एक शॉट मारते हो तो आपका कोच हमेशा कहेगा नहीं तुम्हारा बॉडी पोस्चर ठीक नहीं है, तुम उसको ग्राउंडेड ही मारो कितना भी, बट इट्स द बैट्समैन हु इज फेसिंग द बॉल एंड उस टाइम पे उसका प्रेशर क्या है, ऑडियंस कितना है, व्यूअर्स कितने हैं, क्या स्टेज में है, ये चीजें सिर्फ एक मेंटर ही जानता है. सो द मेंटर प्रिपेयर्स द प्लेयर टू फेस दैट सिचुएशन. He doesn't, what happens eventually out of that shot is the talent of the individual. The coach focuses on talent. A mentor helps realize the individual that you're talented. That's the fundamental difference between a coach and a mentor. I seem to be blabbering too much. By the way, what was the question?
I'm actually enjoying. I'm sure my viewers are enjoying to the core. You know, certain key points you said, which are like, you know, self-awareness, asking is the key. You should be, you know, but there is one, there are a couple of questions which we are getting from the viewers. There is one question which is a very interesting question. There is somebody by the name of Arpita who has asked us this question. What is the right time when we really need a mentor? She wants to know what is the right time to have a mentor.
There's no right time. There is nothing called as a right time. Believe me, if it happens, it will happen. So it's like saying, when is the right time to visit a doctor? So you don't know. You just don't know. जब दर्द होगी तभी जाएंगे डॉक्टर के पास, जब इलाज करानी होगी तभी जाओगे आप डॉक्टर के पास. और कुछ लोग ऐसे होते हैं बिना कुछ कारण के भी, बिना कुछ रीजंस के भी, they will still go to the doctor for the fear of being ill or whatever, just for a normal checkup. But that's not what mentoring is. Mentoring is, it will happen only when you want it to happen as a mentee. See, it's a relationship between a mentor and a mentee. Now, more than the mentor, the onus is on the mentee to accept the person as a mentor, first of all. And there's no right time. You can reach out to anyone, but what is more important is reaching out. And that reaching out, again, as I said, comes out with the fact that you need to tell yourself, God, I'm done staying alone. I'm done talking aloud. I'm done thinking about it. I need to speak to someone.
True.
I need to speak to someone. It's like seeking a second opinion. It's like when it's as simple as when you go to buy a particular dress and you're confused between the two. You either end up buying both of them if you have enough money, or you end up buying one of them and still keep regretting that I wish I could have bought the other one.
Bought the other one. True.
Right? Or even worse, you don't buy anything and you move out. Either ways, what is happening is you're not getting the result. Because deep inside, you're not happy with your decision. One, that you have not bought either of them, you are left dissatisfied. Shit यार, दोनों अच्छे कपड़े थे, एक भी नहीं लिया क्योंकि पैसे नहीं. एक ले लिया तो लालच आ जाती है दूसरे की, shit यार ज्यादा पैसे होते तो दूसरा भी ले लेता. दोनों ले लिया तो shit यार दोनों ले लिया, पैसे खर्च हो गए. तो तीनों केसेस में ना, you are still unsatisfied. You're still unsatisfied. So what do? You tag along with a friend of yours and you take them. Koda bhalo laguchi. Is this looking good? Is this looking nice? Am I looking fat? So you look for reaffirmation from those people. Right? You look for reaffirmation. Now your friend could always tell you, "Oh, come on, yeah, this sucks. This dress ain't good. This is not fitting you. You look terrible. Oh, you're looking awesome, or whatever." You start valuing their words. You start valuing their inputs. Why? Because they've built some sort of credibility in your life. So, सबसे ज्यादा important होता है एक mentor के लिए credibility होना. एक mentee should always look for a credibility in a mentor. And that happens with gut. Corporate lives में क्या होता है? Structured process है. एक कोई senior vice president को ले लिया, उसको mentor बना दिया, क्योंकि वो successful आदमी है organization में. He's achieved something that nobody has. So everybody idolizes him. So it becomes a very mechanical process, right? It's a tick in the box. But a real intervention happens only when your gut tells you that इस बंदे से ना कुछ सीखने लायक है यार. ये बंदा मेरे को पक्का जिंदगी में ना कुछ वैल्यू ऐड करेगा. You getting my point? So जरूरी नहीं है कि कोई टाइम हो. जरूरी ये है कि आपने चुनना है कि मुझे किससे बात करनी है और क्या बात करनी है और क्या एडवाइस लेनी. So coming back to the question, Arpita. I think there's no particular time frame for you to seek a mentor. I think it's more important that you first realize that you need a mentor, and then start opening up, start building that trust, and you will automatically seek happiness.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Uday, I would like to know, this is the time of, difficult time, distress time, pandemic. Everybody wants to stay home. They don't want to get exposed into the COVID environment. So I want to know that the online program, the Meet a Mentor program, which I guess it is an online program now that you're going to host. So, what benefit it is going to, give, and how beneficial an online program, generally, people prefer to meet a mentor one-on-one, you like that touch feeling, you like the person sitting just next to you and you talking it out. So how will this online program be beneficial?
See, it's like confessing before a father in the church. You commit a sin and you go to the box and you confess without the fear of being exposed to the priest, and the priest isn't judging you. The priest is not judging you. He's just hearing you out. And then there's a sense of satisfaction that you get. Thank God, apart from me, there's someone else who knows me but hasn't judged me, right? So I look at this online program as a medium for people to be able to connect with experts in the field, right? Without the fear of being judged. Without the fear of being judged. अब क्या होता है, मैं आपको बताता हूँ छोटी-छोटी चीजें. And since I have been born and brought up in Orissa, and I take immense pride in the fact that I am half Odia, and Bhubaneswar is my Janma Bhumi. The initial obstacles which you face typically are, when you go to a place like Bombay or you go to a place like Delhi, there's a lot of cultural shock that you start getting. There's a lot of mixed emotions running on your mind, right? Because at the end of the day, why does this happen? Because typically people from Orissa, from middle class, from humble backgrounds are very, and from what I've known of my Odia friends and my Odia people, is they're very humble. They're very, very humble, very respectful. They don't mean contempt. They don't mean they don't have any malicious intent towards others. They're very simple. Must enjoy karte hain, gappe marte hain, khotti karanti, sabu karanti. But when it comes to being put in a place like Bombay, where you have a mixture of people from Chandigarh, Rajasthan, Delhi, Gujarat, you suddenly see these people taking a backseat. A guy who was supposedly the best in his group in his hometown is now suddenly taking a backseat. Why would you want that to happen? Why is that inclusion missing? Or why is that self-inclusion not a driver enough? You're getting my point. So the point that I'm trying to make here is, through this medium, we want people to reach out to us, right? And the experts that we are going to interview in the coming future, to try and seek the advice that they might not have got maybe till now. Now, it could be in the field of entertainment, it could be in the field of civil services or marketing, or even as simple as wanting to choose which MBA institute should I go to, what books should I read, how do I improve my English. These are basics. These are basics. More importantly, as we move forward, we will try and change the perspective of the individual. Now, that's more important.
Right.
Now, see, I am a 43-year-old man. I speak of what I have seen in my life, my experiences and my perspective. My experience and my perspective could be different from yours, or it could be different from someone else's. Now, imagine if this particular individual is getting exposed to these three knowledgeable people, he gets three different perspectives. So you are garnering and fostering potential in an individual who somewhere thinks that he doesn't have the potential. Or maybe he believes that he has the potential, but doesn't know of how to crack it.
Right.
So this online program primarily is to reach out to all the females at the moment, because you know of Shakti. This is the women's wing of Jai Odisha, and I know Rudra personally. I've known him for like 30 years now. He believes a lot in I wouldn't say women empowerment. That would put women down on a little lower pedestal. They don't need empowerment. They are much more empowered than we are, right? But it's about reaching out to, but as you know, the statistics would always say, it's always important to reach out to women, because deep down inside, women, while being courageous, may not be very expressive. Right? So it's important that we reach out to our women colleagues, and it's important that we reach out to these people saying that, that this is really, really important. And why wouldn't you want a woman entrepreneur coming out of Orissa? Why does it always have to be a Punjabi or a Delhi girl or someone else? Like, for example, let's talk about Meera Nair, the famous director, right? So I'm sure she had she was born and brought up in Rourkela, right? And I'm sure she had the right intervention at the right time, and probably she had a mentor who could guide her, who could push her, who could nudge her to achieve what she has always wanted to. See, it's very simple. If you've seen this movie, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, right? There is a particular scene in that movie where they go skydiving, okay? जहाँ पे ऋतिक रोशन, फरहान अख्तर एंड अभय देओल स्काई डाइव करने जाते हैं. ऋतिक रोशन जंप कर देता है, अभय देओल जंप कर देता है. फरहान अख्तर is not able to jump. He wants to, but he doesn't want to. So it's a कौम से कौम सा, it's a catch-22 situation. You're getting my point? तो वो कहता है push me, push me, push me. क्या वो अपने आप को, he doesn't want to take blame on himself that he jumped. But eventually, when he's pushed, when he's nudged, he has a ball of his life. He's the one who actually conquers his fear of, heights and all of that. And so that nudge is what we are looking for through this program. We know there are lots of talented women out there. I mean, Arpita herself, there's a lady called Mona Lisa. There's a lady called Tanu. I've met these people, youngsters. They're very talented youngsters. But sometimes I feel it is the nudge. People like us, I'm not saying we are the royalty. I'm saying for the fact that we have seen a little more light than them, I think we can handle it with Alan and grace. I think it's really important कि हम उनको सही दिशा दे सकें, उनको बता सकें कि ये भी कर सकते हो. The choice is yours. Ultimately, choice आपकी.
Choice आपकी. Right. There is one more question which we have from one of our viewers. She wants to know whether she can have more than one mentor.
Of course, yes. Of course, yes. Of course, she can have hundreds of mentors for all I care. That's how I have lived my life.
Sorry.
But हमेशा क्या होता है ना, जब आप mentors लेते हो ना, आप you can have 100, but you'll eventually end up having only one or two. That's the beauty of mentoring and mentorship. आप पूरी दुनिया में थोड़ी जाके बोलोगे कि यार मुझे ये दिक्कत हो रही है, मुझे बताओ क्या करना चाहिए. You only discuss certain things that are close to you with only one person, or rather two, maximum two. The answer is you can have 100 mentors, but I know it for a fact that you will eventually end up with one or two.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, it's the frequency that has to match, Vaishali. It's the gut, as I said. It's your heart choosing your mentor. It's not your mind choosing your mentor, right? तो जिससे दिल का कनेक्शन होता है ना, जिससे आपके हार्ट का कनेक्शन होता है ना, आप खुल जाते हो. Then आप एक खुली किताब बन जाते हो उनके आगे, right? And then both of you, the mentor and the mentee, you guys then paint the town red. फिर दुनिया is एक खुला आसमान है जहाँ पे आप कुछ भी कर सकते हो, कुछ भी.
Okay, one more thing, Uday, pertaining to the program that you're going to have, Meet a Mentor program.
I think I lost you. Could you please repeat what you said?
Yeah, I said, Uday, that, in case a mentee wants to have some help or some guidance from any mentor at any odd hours, so will Jay Odisha be routing it through, or how is that going to happen?
See,
So
that is
what is the
something that we
process
will have.
like? What is the
Sure.
process?
So,
Definitely all my viewers would want to know what is the process that you would be following in this Meet a Mentor program.
see, it's very simple. What we're going to do is we're going to be interviewing certain experts from their own fields. So maybe we could take up entrepreneurship as an example, right? And people who want to become entrepreneurs, we will bring in someone who's done entrepreneurship, may not be at a larger scale, but somewhere had the bloody gall to fight it out and then, made a substance out of herself or himself, right? Now, people who are interested in entrepreneurship would definitely want to reach out to this person to understand what are the difficulties and what are the challenges that one might come across and how to overcome them. Now, the initial process here is once you have decided on who you want to reach out to, you will have to reach out to that mentor through Jay Odisha by registering yourself and giving in your contacts and details and everything, right? Once the relationship has been established, the first time relationship, official relationship gets established through Jay Odisha. Now, that could either be via a video call, mostly a video call, given the circumstances that we are under, or it could be even physical, right? Once the first relationship has been established, then you go ahead and create the rapport with each other.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, right? Then you go ahead and create the rapport with each other. Now, for all you know, the mentee, after 2 sessions with the mentor, could feel uncomfortable and say, you know what, I'm not really getting the right vibes from this mentor. I would like to change my mentor. Sure thing. You can reach out to Jay Odisha and they will do, and we will do whatever we can in order to bring in an alternative and see to it that your issues are addressed.
Uday, how do you handle
So I can
many...
see a question. I can see a question from Arpita. She says, how would we know that he or she is the right mentor for us? Like, what's there we try to find in them? So my counter question to you, Arpita, is how would you know that your that your soulmate is the right person for you? Right? There are certain things that you would look for in him, right? You would look for humility. You would look for six-pack abs. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Or maybe you would look for a good sense of humor, or you would look for the way he respects women. So whatever it is that you would look for in your close friends, or maybe in your soulmate or in your parents, are the things that you should look for in your mentor. Is your mentor humble enough to be able to entertain you? Is your mentor assertive enough to push you? Is your mentor result oriented? Is your mentor reviewing you periodically? Is your mentor collaborating with you in order to create goals and help you achieve them? So these are the things, and this you won't get to know in your first 2 meetings, right? It's only when you have decided that you want to open up and you are not getting the responses that you're expecting, then it's time that you changed your mentor. But as long as you're getting your responses and it is helping you succeed, then you have chosen the right mentor. So to cut the long story short, there are no specific traits that you should look for in a mentor. Whatever gives you comfort, whatever traits give you comfort in order for you to be able to open up with that person to seek an advice is what you should be looking for in that person. I just hope that I answered this question and I didn't beat around the bush.
Okay. Uday, how do you handle so many varied activities, from being a director, producer, actor, host, and such a wonderful HR professional, a mentor, a counselor? How do you handle so many varied activities or varied facet of talents?
So I'll tell you what, where it was in the year 2019, right? That life happened to me. Now it's very metaphorical. The reason why I say life happened to me was because I went through a series of emotions over the last 3 years, right? Sure. First, in 2017, I lost my mother-in-law. 2018, January, I lost my maternal uncle, right? My mama. 2018, August, I lost my father, right? My marriage wasn't going well. 2018, me and my wife got separated. 2019, December, we got divorced. 2020, I got very sick. I had a back surgery and I was hospitalized for a couple of days. So I had to shift from Mumbai to Hyderabad. And then suddenly the lockdown happened. So with so many things going on in my mind, I was really shattered. I was really shattered. I will be honest. It would be unfair on my part if I were to say I was really strong, wanting to come out and do whatever I want to, but there was one thing that gave me confidence. The thing that gave me confidence was I was debt free. I had I got myself rid of all the debts I had in my life in terms of my home loan, car loan, and everything. So that made me a free man. That made me fearless, right? And that's when my real life started. I said, let's watch movies. Let's watch movies. Let's start reading books. Let me take some time out for myself. I said, I started giving two hoots to the world. I said, I don't care what's happening. I don't care whether it's COVID or not. And I'm being very honest. I don't care whether people are wearing masks or not, people are sanitizing themselves or not. I want to be in a space where I can enjoy myself, right? And that's how slowly and steadily I got in touch with some creative, wonderful people like Sid Bhagwatullah, Shreya Ranjan, Vindhyanshu Dubey. They're all theater actors. Siddharth is a professional filmmaker. And then I was always passionate about movies, so I told myself, why not give it a try? And this is the only time I can give it a try, right? And my needs were basic, minimal. So I could actually spend just 3,000 rupees on myself and could get through the month. So when your necessities and your essentials are basic and your aspirations are high and you tend to be fearless, then you can handle as many things as you can or you want to. So right from production to sitting on the table for post-production, to acting, to directing a couple of scenes in the movie, to hosting a show that I did, the Uday Bhaina show, the Uday Bhaina talkies. So my HR expertise dwelled with my passion as what has brought me here. And I think that's probably the reason. So I became self-aware of what I wanted in life, right? I was aware of what I was capable of. I was aware of what my limitations are. I was aware of what my strengths are. I was aware of where my interests lie. I was aware of what is it that I want to do and whether I'm doing it right or wrong. So I always ended up listening to my heart rather than my mind. Because what happens is if you think with your mind, you don't get a good night's sleep. But if you think with your heart, you can snore away all your life. So probably that's the reason why I think I always followed my gut. So I think that's what brought me here.
One thing I know that you are a fighter, you fight it out, you're here, you're successful, you're popular, people respect you as a HR professional, people love your show, Uday Bhaina show. So I'm sure the right host for this show, Meet a Mentor platform is none other than you, who can just sway everybody with your words, with your charm, with your
think
glamour.
I'm only honored and obliged. I'm only honored and obliged, and at the same time scared to death for the fact that there is so much of responsibility bestowed on me, and to be able to live up to that expectations is really, really a hard job. I could see a question from one of the viewers called Senorita, who says, "I have a question. Whom should I choose as my mentor?" I think I just answered that question. You don't have to choose your mentor. It will automatically happen to you. The only way to choose your mentor is try talking to people, keep conversing with people, try to talk to as many people as you can. And somewhere down there, you will find that one person who adds value to your life and would have, and I'm sure he's that person who's going to change your life. So that's the only answer I can give you at this point of time, Senorita. छोटी छोटी शहरों में बड़ी बड़ी बातें होती रहती हैं. Sorry for the joke. Yeah, Vaishali.
Okay, Uday, I'm sure this program, Meet a Mentor, will be beneficial for many young students, for many already into the job employees. So what do you think that what value can you add to the society through this program?
As I said, see, लेने वाले से देने वाला बहुत बड़ा होता है. When it is always said, and I firmly believe in this, that if you have battled your own demons and if you have battled your own battle with your own life and have come out successfully, then it becomes all the more imperative for you to share that art of survival with 10 others. It's paying forward. It's paying forward and giving back to the society. There are hundreds and thousands of people out there who are exceptionally talented, but unfortunately, they don't know that they're talented.
True.
You're getting my point. When you make a movie as a director, you think this is the best movie that you've made. But unfortunately, when people see the movie, they may like it, they may not like it. So here the mentor, as a mentor, I'm saying whoever is the mentor, I am the audience. I am watching you. I am watching you and I know your worth. The least that you can do is start knowing your self-worth. Right? Start believing in yourself. And it's a very serious relationship. Let me tell you that. It doesn't just end at, it doesn't just end at, a mentee calling up a mentor and saying, I had a fight with my boyfriend and I want to break up with him. I really don't know what to do and all of that. It doesn't end at that, or just doesn't begin at that. It's about setting goals. It's about pushing the individual. It's about pushing the individual to the brim, where the individual says, shit, man, I never imagined that I could do this. Constant meetups, constant reviews, constant talking to each other. But it is also important for the mentor to not give a solution to the problem. The mentor should always ensure that he or she gives you options, because you have to choose the option as the mentee. That's your responsibility, because it's your life, your situation, and you're responsible for your decision. All we can do is offer you a platter. I will not tell you that choose this is better for you, because I am not your father, or I'm not your husband, or I'm not you for that matter. I will tell you this is A, this is B, this is C. Choose for yourself.
All right.
Because that's where the self-worth comes in. That's where the self-worth comes in. And when you start taking your own decisions, you start holding yourself accountable for that. Right? Then you don't end up blaming others. And it is when you start holding accountable, yourself accountable, that's when you get to know that you are in charge of your own life.
It is like having a love marriage and arranged marriage, right? Arranged marriage, you put the blame on your parents. Love marriage, you don't have anybody to put the blame on.
If I were your mentor, I would have advised third option. I would have advised you for a third option, no marriage at all.
I agree to that. That should be the new trend, huh? The new that should be the new India, no marriage. Okay, Uday, it was wonderful talking to you. You gave us a wonderful insight about Meet a Mentor program of Jai Odisha. And I'm really looking forward to this wonderful program. I would be one of the first viewers of your show. So thank you so much. Thank you all our wonderful viewers.
Thank you so much, all the viewers. And I can see Lipika Bhoi asking the same question. How do we know if a mentor is right for you? I think I just answered that question twice. So Lipika, if it is not much of a botheration for you, you can DM me on Facebook Messenger and we can chat over the messenger. That's not a problem. But thank you so much, Vaishali, for giving me this opportunity and having me on your first, or should I say, a debut talk show that you did. Is this a debut? Is this really a debut? Or have you done chat shows?
This is my debut. This is my debut. It is really an honor, Uday, to be, hosting you, especially, the moment when I think about Uday, it is like someone who has lot of knowledge, charm, glamour. So interviewing a person with so much charm, so much of talent was a pressure on me, still a pressure on me. So thank you so much. I'm sure all our viewers will check the Jai Odisha page for further information about Meet a Mentor program.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
stay safe,
Absolutely.
stay
And
home, stay blessed. Thank you all. Good night. Bye-bye.
thank you so much. Thank you, Vaishali. And before you end, I must say that people, whoever you are, spread the word. This is a great cause, and it's a fantastic cause that Jai Odisha has come up with. Apart from the fact that they've established themselves as the number one change agents, I wouldn't call them an NGO. They are change agents. They've brought in a lot of change within the society, and at the cost of, at the peril of risking their lives. And they've done innumerable things to the society. And this happens to be the masterstroke. Please reach out to Jai Odisha page, and please do like the Jai Odisha page. Reach out to all the volunteers, and I will take it on from here. Next week, Saturday, 6 p.m. is when you will see me doing Vaishali's job, and there will be someone else on the other side of the screen doing my job. Until then, thank you so much, Vaishali. It's been a
Thank
pleasure
you.
talking to
Bye-bye.
you,
Good night.
and
Same here. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Stay
take
blessed.
care and
Stay
stay
safe.
safe. Thank you for the opportunity. Thanks.
Thank you.